Ladies and gentlemen, appearing for the first time in years, back by unpopular demand, returning to us from his deathbed, alive and yet not so well, and for the first time ever on live comedy stage, let's make him welcome Dr. Gilland.
Good evening, my dear friends. It's both an honor and a blessing to be able to stand before you this night. I never thought I would see some of you again, but tonight I'd like to share with you some of my experiences. You see, at the stroke of midnight, I awoke with a start to find myself desperately clinging to the post of my deathbed. My whole world was spinning. The ceiling fan was spinning. The wash cycle was spinning. The clothes dryer was spinning. Sergeant's hamster wheel was spinning. My entire collection of fidget spinners was spinning. And the wheels of the bus were going round and round. Well, you get the picture. I was very dizzy in the head. My head was spinning. So I got up and staggered into the bathroom like a drunk man. Now, friends, at this point, we were approaching New Year's Eve. But believe me, I was not drunk. I don't drink alcohol. I'm ditzy enough as it is. But anyway, here I am staggering into the bathroom and I fall down by the sink. And I'm hanging onto the sink for dear life. And I felt like I was on a bad roller coaster ride. I was pitching and listing this way and that way, and I was like, what in the world is going on? And my first thought was, being I've been such an outspoken critic of the COVID-19 world pandemic, I thought it's finally caught up with me and it's got me now. And now I'm going to pay for all the comments I've made and how I've made light of it. I thought that those stupid little arrows I've been following have led me down the wrong hall, down to COVID doom. Well, so then I went in the other room, crawled into the other room, I should say, and crashed on a pile of blankets where I laid for several hours and could hardly even move. Finally, the missus talked me into going to ER. So when I got to ER, the first thing they did was shove a broom up my nose, trying to knock out some COVID cobwebs, I suppose. I like to sneeze 7 times before breakfast. And to those of you who are superstitious, you know how serious that is. Well, after this test, they came back with the results. Negative for COVID-19. So friends, I remain a survivor, an arrogant survivor of the COVID-19 world pandemic. Survivor. They can't get me. So then what in the world's the matter with me? Well, they came back with my CT scan and they had this to show me. You see that shaded area there? You know what that means? Shady spot. So I'm thinking a shady spot is a spot that is not as bright as the rest. It's rather dim. Okay, so I'm not as bright as the rest. I got it. Dimwit. I'm a dimwit. No, Mr. Gilland. Mr. Gilland, what this means is you've had a stroke. A stroke. I've had a stroke. Me, I've had a stroke. Well, okie doke. I've had a stroke. What am I supposed to do? I had a stroke. I don't know. Dr. Gilland, please. Now, this is a very serious thing. Your brain is swelling. If your brain swells anymore, your head's gonna explode. What about the big head? Your head will explode. So what we gotta do is cut out half of your skull. And in order to do this, being we're short of help here because of the holidays, we're gonna have to get you down to the big hospital in Indianapolis right away. It's emergency. So how would you like to go? We got a copter, a jet plane, freight train, Amtrak, ambulance, taxi, Uber, golf cart, bicycle, skateboard, dog sled, semi, horseback, hoverboard. Oh, now wait. What say the missus just drive me down there? That'd be more comfortable. Oh, no. No, Mr. Gilland. It's gotta be something very expensive. We need your money. Very expensive transport. You understand? Well, I finally selected the ambulance. Took the ambulance down to Indy. Arrived there and spent several more hours in ER there in Indy. And I'm laying there thinking now, I've had a stroke, but I feel pretty normal. Other than being a little tired, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to act here? I know. Soon they'll probably come and do another CT scan or do another examination of my brain, and they won't find nothing. Now, some of you will get that here in a few minutes. Well, after several hours, I went up to ICU. Intensive care unit. Now, there's a reason why it's called intensive care unit. You see, while I was there, I was poked, pricked, prodded, pulled, pushed, pierced, punched, stuck, sucked, stabbed, stripped, slapped, splashed, searched, starved, and believe me, I was starved. I was bumped, bruised, beat, busted, blistered, briefed, bled out, billed. I'm still being billed, believe me. Intense. Very intense. The whole thing was very intense. Well, they would do these torments on me all hours of the day and night. And you could never get any rest. One night, they even woke me up to tell me that my blood pressure was too low. Too low. Imagine that. Well, all during the night, you could just see him as I was trying to rest, and what little bit of rest I could get. I had to keep one eye open looking around. You'd see him groping around in the dark, trying to think up more ways to torment me. I was thinking, these poor souls don't know what's hitting them. Here they don't know that there was old Dr. Gilland in the bed here. Everything they say and do can and will be used against them in the next Dr. Gilland routine. So one dark night, as I was laying there, I saw a shadowy form come and bend down over me. Wake me up. Dr. Gilland. You've had a stroke. I'd like for you to smile real big for me. Smile? I've had a stroke, so smile. I've had a stroke. How's this? Oh, that's good, that's good. Looking good. Looking very good, Dr. Gilland. I stroke, smile. Well, that was ridiculous. So the next thing they asked me to do, I was glad for because they said, stick out your tongue. Well, I had a stroke, eh? No rest. No food. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry's gonna send me a bill. Oh, pardon me. That's every doctor, Tom, Dick, and Harry, gonna send me a bill. And believe me, they have. Well, like I said, they had all these exercises they had me doing. Let me squeeze my fingers. And pull my finger. And touch your nose, touch your nose. Scratch your shins. And pull me towards you, and now push me away. And lift the pizza, lift the pizza. That's right. What's your name? Where are you at? Who's the president? I wish they wouldn't ask that. Who's the president? I don't answer that. Well, I went through so many exercises, and they'd come in, they'd say, we got some exercises for you, Dr. Gilland. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're going to hold up the pizza. Oh, you've already been through this. Well, of course I've already been through it about 100 times. Well, I thought I'd help them out by writing a little song about these exercises. So it goes something like, well, hold on a minute. Ooh, look at the time. I gotta take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hello, fellow believers. Ever get frustrated because you know you should share your faith and you just don't know quite how to go about it? People today are in such a mad rush, running here and there. It's really hard to find that right opportunity. And then when the opportunity does present itself, you're like, well, how in the world do I broach the subject? And you feel kind of awkward about it, and then you feel guilty. Well, I've been there and done that plenty. A while back, I got to thinking, well, what can I do to share my faith? I thought, well, I write songs. Maybe I could write songs about salvation and put them to all different styles of music that would appeal to the common person out on the street. So that's what I did, and I call it Stylevation. It's a combination of style and salvation. I'm going to share some samples of this music. I start off by introducing people to Jesus, and then I tell them that no matter what vice of sin binds you, Jesus can set you free. Then I invite them to join me on the Romans road. And then I give them the really good news that you don't have to go to hell. Let's take a look at these videos.
I'd like to introduce you to a special friend of mine. The Lord Jesus Christ is His name. Jesus can set you free, my friend. Jesus can set you free. If you're bound by sin, just let Him in. Jesus can set you free. Okay, here we go. If you think that you are righteous, better think again. Jesus said there's none good apart from Him. Learn this on the Romans road. Walk with me down the Romans road. Friends, listen to the gospel. It's the good news that I tell you. You don't have to go to hell. You don't have to go to hell.
So that was just a sample of the songs. I got several more songs like that. You can find all these songs at this address right up here on Facebook. And you can also find these songs on YouTube by searching Stylevation. That's with a dash in the middle there. And And then look for this symbol. This symbol right here. Also, if you'd like a handful of these cards I've made up, little business-sized cards that has all this information on it, you can just pass these out to your friends. Just message me on Facebook or on YouTube. I'd be glad to send you a handful of these that you can distribute and help distribute the message of God's word of salvation through salvation. Now that you know, just do what you know you gotta do.
Just do what you know you gotta do.
Are they done yet? I don't know why we had to do a commercial anyway. I didn't want to do a commercial. Now, just because they're friends of mine don't mean they had to mooch off of my show. You know, they're doing a good work and everything out there, but that main guy, he can't sing worth a lick. And he does all these different styles. He has no clue even what he's doing. He even tried to do a song in Spanish. I know he doesn't know a lick of Spanish. Oh no. Oh, gracious me. Oh, I should have retired. Well, hello, folks. We're back. Sorry for that little commercial break thingy. I'm not real good at that kind of thing. But yeah, that Salvation, go over there and check them out. They wanted me to let them do a little commercial, and I was more than happy to allow them to do that. They're doing a good work out there. So get on that line there at Facebook and YouTube and check them out. And make sure you leave them some feedback, because just between you and me, they lack a little self-confidence. And they like feedback. They want you to give feedback no matter what kind of feedback it is. Like, just between you and me, I think they'd be happy if you just called in there and chewed them out and tell them what a lousy job they're doing. Oh, okay. I need to get back on track here. Where were we? Oh, I was getting ready to share that song with you that I wrote. And it goes something like this. Hit it, boys. You've had a stroke, so wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Touch my fingers, touch your nose. Okey doke, you've had a stroke. Now raise the pizza, raise it high. This determines if you live or die. Here, let me shine this light right in your eye. Squeeze my fingers, push me toward you, push me away. Hey, you're doing great, but still we want you to stay. So okey doke, you've had a stroke. So wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Touch my fingers, touch your nose. Okey doke, you've had a stroke. Now what's your name? And who's the president? Oh, why did I have to ask that? Joe? Mo? Joe Blow? Joe Hayden? Oh, I don't know. Hey, you've got a problem. We think you're fat. So go on a diet, reduce your salt. Hey, if you croak, it ain't our fault. Okey doke, you've had a stroke. So wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Touch my fingers, touch your nose. Okey doke, you've had a stroke. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I know I've made light of this whole situation and kind of made fun of the doctors and nurses, but actually, These people are truly heroes. They're heroes of health. They saved my life. And they were actually pretty nice about it. Now, we think that doctors and nurses make tons of money and have very high, prestigious positions. And I know they're sure going to get a lot of my money. But the things that these people had to put up with to save our lives and to help us out. Well, one night in ICU, I heard the awfulest ruckus one night. Seemed like it lasted all night long. And I was laying there trying to conjure up in my mind what in the world is going on in there. I heard people shouting and doors slamming. Sound like chairs being thrown up against the wall and bedpans thrown across the room. So the next morning I asked the nurse, I said, what in the world happened here last night? And she said, well, had a bit of an emergency. There was an explosion of sorts. It got all over the bed, all over the walls, all over the nurses. One nurse got it all in her face. It was you might want to call it, I'm not sure exactly what to call it. I come up with a name for it. It was probably, it sounds like a gastro explosion statistic. Yeah, that's what it was. Gastro explosion statistic. Good way to put it. Well, I'd like to give some kudos in closing to some of these heroes of health that saved my life. There's no way in this world that I can thank everyone personally. I don't even know all of them. Can't even remember all of them. But some that I do remember, some of my nurses, we had Tina, Sierra, Lisa, Dr. Ally, Dr. Ann Jones, and all the other unnamed heroes of health. Thank you so much for saving my life. And there was another nurse who never got a dime. And she was the one, above all else, who saved my life. Her name also was Lisa. And I'm referring to the Mrs. Lisa Gilland. If it hadn't been for her, I wouldn't be here. She was the best one of all that walked beside me through all this, got me through it. I just like to give a big shout out to Mrs. Lisa Gilland, main hero of health. I'd also like to give a big shout out to the main doctor, the great physician, the Lord Jesus Christ. He saved my life and brought me through. Now there's one other person that I like to recognize, and I don't quite remember her name. It was something like Karen. She was with Transport. She was a nice black gal. And I've never been so happy in a wheelchair ride before, but she's the one who took me from my room down to the front doors. While we were standing down there, I was expressing concern that I hope the missus hurries up with the car because they might come looking for me and change their mind and want to keep me here a couple more days like they had already. And the nurse there, the Karen from Transport, said, well, that's happened before. Some people went AWOL and they come looking for him. But she said in her nice African American accent, she said, now honey, don't you be worried about this. He won't come looking for you. I'm gonna kick him in the rib. This man goes home. This man goes home. That's the hero of health right there. Karen of Transport. This man is going home. I lived happily ever after. And thanks to all of you for your support, your love, and your prayers. I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you, each and every one. You're all heroes. Thanks for coming tonight. Have a great evening, all.